Hello, I'm Hildra Tague. Come join me in my classroom life. I'll be sharing tidbits from over 40 years of teaching. There will be inspiration, ideas, and every few weeks I will do humor from my classroom. I call it Infamous Sayings of These My Children. Remember, the motto for this channel is, we cheer them up when they need us. We cheer them on when they don't. Today's piece kind of goes with the time of year I'm doing it. It's February, and I'm thinking of Valentine's Day and kindness and love. Teaching children respect for themselves and others at Valentine's Day or any time of year is an important thing to do in the classroom. There's so much talk of love and respect in February. What a great opportunity for families to sharpen up the skills of respect for self and others. The most vital lesson of life is respect for self, for others, and for the world. Imagine what the world would be like if everybody tried to improve their respect a little every day. Respect is the basis for self-esteem, as well as emotional well-being, manners, and social graces. Teaching kids respect is key to building confidence and raising self-esteem. Parents speak of respect to children long and often, but in February, all this talk of love gives a great chance to let Cupid help sharpen those feelings and habits of respect. Respect for oneself starts at an early age. Young children naturally show empathy and make attempts to comfort and nurture others. The innate compassion they possess can be tapped to develop lifelong skills of self-respect. But all is not lost if one discovers later that it has not been fully achieved. We are works in progress. The setting of the goal is an exercise in self-respect and faith that it can happen. The act of teaching children respect is an act of faith in our future. Valentine's Day is a fitting time to nurture this all-important focal point of emotional survival in oneself and one's loved ones. Make a list of things you like about yourself. Encourage children to do the same. Then place it where it can be seen often. People who have nurtured themselves can more easily learn to nurture and respect others. Respect for others. This is a natural outgrowth of self-respect, although it isn't always easy. A good start would be to make appreciation lists for each other within a family or a classroom. Practicing being respectful at home develops children who can show respect in the classroom, which gives them a head start socially. Children of any age often need a caring adult to help them see things to admire in others. When someone extends respect to a child, even in moments when they're acutely aware of faults, the way is opened up to develop the vital ability to forgive. Often when I had a misbehaving child in school, if I could approach it showing respect for that child, there was a better chance of negotiating improvement in behavior. Forgiving and overlooking faults while seeing strengths is a yeast ingredient in learning to make and keep friendships. This concept gives a hint that when correcting children, we need to generate that spirit of respect for them during the process. Respect for the world. Caring for the world is a pinnacle achievement for children and adults alike. There's a need to grasp every opportunity to encourage children to care about the world. Today's youth need caring input to balance the overload of disrespectful attitudes shown in some of the media and peer groups. Respect and measles have a lot in common. They're both catching, and they can both take a lot out of you. This February is a fine time to remember to love oneself and others. Now, the Best part of today is this story that really happened in my classroom about the day a bird came to my class. Our classroom was blessed with an experience which gave me a chance to witness a natural event of respect for life and nature. My intermediate age class was quietly working on reading seat work when a bird crashed into our window. Immediately everyone froze in concern while I talked softly, opened the window, and gently covered it with a tissue to keep it warm as it lay by a bush. We all suspected it in our hearts that it was injured unto death, but we weren't ready to discuss that yet. Someone asked if we could bring it inside, and I answered that it might add fear to the pain it already had, since nature was the place where it felt safest. The side yard of our small private school was a haven of nature. Although we went on with our work, soft comments began to emerge out of even the toughest of kids. It was decided among the students, without any input from me, to tell the younger kids at lunch. This was done ever so carefully, and one child came to me and requested that I uncover completely the now dead bird, so all the students could see how really beautiful it was as they made their way back into the school building after lunching outside at the picnic tables. They chose completely on their own, again with no help from me, to return from lunch 2 by 2. They paused by the bird, admired its beauty, expressed grief about the sadness, and quietly went to their daily spelling assignment. Toward the end of this natural procession, someone noticed that our class had an odd number, and one child would be left at the end. Another child moaned, but he'll have to go alone when he sees the bird. I quickly volunteered to be his partner, and all was well. During spelling, many still soft comments were made about the pretty feathers, the unusual crest, and the fine coloring. One girl observed that it was probably lucky it didn't have to suffer very long. The next day, over half the students showed up with books, pictures, or other information about the bird. They had done their own research without being asked. So had I, and this was before the internet, so it took some real work. We discovered that it was a cedar waxwing. I had brought a book with a large picture, and we all recognized it. My heart as a teacher was full of pride, as this student had shown, without great prompting, that they knew a lot about respect, and they took such a touching approach to the situation. We realized that week that had been comprised of both sadness and growth, and most of all, respect. I imagine the children learned a bit about grief that day too, which probably followed them for many years. I know it did me. We never need to forget that it's okay to talk about bad things with children, as long as it's done with sensitivity and kindness. Don't forget to subscribe. Push that button to hear tons of other ideas, chuckles, and inspiration from my classroom life. Till next time, shine those kids till they learn to shine themselves. Bye-bye.